What's going on, guys? Shane here.
It's the Anomaly.
And today we're going to talk about how to cut a 90-degree angle on your opponent. One of the best positions that you can get in, they say it's looking into your opponent's ear. Vince is going to show you how to do that using 2 cones or just 2 marks on the ground. You can use a piece of chalk, you could use gloves, whatever. Let's take a look at how it's done.
In our fight here, we want to create the dominant angle. We want to get to the dominant angle. Alright, one thing I like to do is get to that 90-degree angle, but I'm not just going to jump right into it. I'm going to throw a few strikes here, and boom! And then I've hopped to the side. Notice right here, you can still see me because we're completely perpendicular. You know, I cut a full 90-degree angle. Shane is pretty off balance here. I can push him, I can pull him, I can punch him.
Yes.
Either way, it sucks to be there because if you do get stuck in that situation, there's only one thing you can do, right? And that's going to be turn in to face me. Or actually, I lied. There's 2 things you can do. Or you can shell up and start running away. But either way, getting to that dominant angle has created an opportunity here for me to start striking, to start my takedown, whatever it is, whatever sport we're doing. You know, it's very bad to be out of position. And right here, when we cut these 90-degree angles, our opponent's going to be in extremely bad position.
Yeah.
So I was taught this cone drill from my coach Adam Lerner here. All you need is 2 cones, or like Shane said, 2 marks on the ground. I've even grabbed 2 leaves off of a flower, the tree, or the ground, and I just position them about this far apart. And for this drill, we're going to be cutting 90-degree angles just in this semicircle here. So I'm going to be jumping from this side to here, coming back, and going to the opposite side. All right, notice here, when I'm cutting these angles, this foot is getting planted right just outside of where this cone or where this mark is, and then as I'm going back, it's going into that same spot. So every angle I'm taking here is 90 degrees. Now, one of the most important things to focus on while doing this is keeping balance. So as I jump, notice I'm not doing this where I'm jumping and I'm resetting, I'm jumping and I'm resetting, because if I am working here or I'm fighting Shane, if I jump, I've cut a good angle, but if I take the time to like kind of reset my feet and then throw, it gives Shane some time to exactly square up himself and start defending. So we want to make sure as we're jumping here, we're landing and we're completely balanced. Now, when we do this as well, we can start to add in strikes. So I jump, throw some strikes. I can also throw in kicks and make sure that we're balanced the whole time.
Now, Vince, what's the importance of having 2 here? Like, why not just have 1 and just create that 90-degree angle? Why are we taking that step?
Yeah, very good question. So instead of just going here on this one single cone, which we certainly can do, it works well for the cone, but it doesn't work well in the fight. So if I am here fighting with Shane, if I just take that 90 on his foot, boom, I'm out of position.
Right.
So the reason why this drill is so good is because we do need to jump and actually get all the way 90 degrees to where Shane's base is, not just where his lead leg is. And that's really what's going to create that dominant angle where we can strike.
Cool. That answers my question.
So Shane's going to demonstrate right now how to do this, and I'm going to kind of correct whatever little inefficiencies I see. What I like to do is warm up with this drill, so throw on a timer for 3 minutes, grab those 2 cones or those 2 markings, and just get to it. So Shane, get a nice wide base and start cutting those angles. Nice. Good. Be sure to plant down and have a level base as soon as you plant. One thing I like to do, so as Shane's doing this, guys, I can kind of see where, you know, he's rocking a little bit too much. I really want to land, and I'm set and I'm solid. So one way to do that is you can bend your knees just a little bit more and focus on keeping that center of gravity right here, or even a little bit more towards the back leg, and that's going to keep you a little more set and ready as soon as you land.
Got it.
Good. Nice. Much better. And notice here too, guys, as Shane's going, whichever directions he's heading to, he's moving with that foot first. So if he's moving to his right, that right leg is coming out. If he's moving to his left, the left foot shoots out and he's sliding over. Exactly. Good. And notice too, as Shane's going to his left, he's kind of doing one where he's stepping and pivoting at the same time. You can also practice this one in a way, if you really want to get out there fast, to kind of hop and hit that pivot midair. So I'm already jumping right into it. So let's try that a few times. Nice. Good, get that balance going. Beautiful. Awesome. And we know Shane's great at footwork, so he's pretty good at this. If you guys are getting this down pretty easily, that's fine. keep drilling that 3 minutes. You can add one more thing in to make it a little bit more difficult. When I hit, let's say this is my middle one here. When I hit this, I can switch, and I can switch back and hop again.
Sweet. And then throw the punches in too. Don't forget
Absolutely.
mixing the punches.
Throw the punches, throw the strikes. But there you go, guys. 90s. Cone drill, baby.
All right, guys, there you have it. You've heard the expression before, create the angle. Now you know how to create a very dominant one, that 90-degree angle, using just a couple of cones or a mark on the ground. Until next time, be sure to subscribe to get the fight tips before your opponent does. I'm Shane.
It's the Anomaly.
Fight tips for the underdogs.